Yeah, man. But the writer so now at Collins Avenue Beach. Yeah. Yeah, man. See, I son of Lucifer the out there, so they see him. Then I'm old age father's ocean, the yellow mail boat there. They don't acknowledge him. But them the planet I live. They didn't give them short life existence on it though. Anyway, this is writer so now Collins Avenue right now. Where the writer so Collins Avenue right so Lehman calls the bridge right down so over there. So at the entrance of my camera right there, so beach access right there, so boom. Yeah man. You can't scare for them man. Donald Trump won some of them man. See how nice look a bird there. The fuck they move fast, you know. Bird them fly fast, so you ride a cycle in a dog. Yeah man, this is the beach, the eastern seaboard of the United States. Yellow skin dirty boy them, unworthy motherfucker them again, I'm only for us ocean. Land thief them. All this exalt them yellow privilege image when give them. You know, so them exalt themselves. The fuck are them now. Them create a lot of war and problem in the world all because of them hungry yellow flesh and the curse and they need to feed them hungry belly. Them violate the Muslim nation of Iran for them oil and them thing there. So therefore now them cause problem with them. So later on Iran, when them done build up enough nuclear weapons capacity, them gonna make war against this country named the United States of America. According to the book of Revelation, the ride of the White House, well, many people don't know. At the USA, it's the United States. They use the atomic bomb on Japan. And then they also going forth conquering and to conquer several countries they invade and so on. So as a result of that, they also invade Muslim world of Syria and Babylon, Iraq. And then they also invade Afghanistan. And they kill a lot of those people. And they violate Persia because of the Persian oil. An oil deal made between the British Petroleum Company, which was formerly Royal Dutch Shell, and the Iranian oil. Iranian oil was discovered in Iran back in the 1930s. So as a result of that, they set up a partnership with the Iranians, the British, and they are the ones who build the refineries and so on. So they have an oil deal going, and according to the contract, Mohammed Mossadegh was trying to investigate the financial documents of the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, otherwise shortened called AIOC. So the board of directors of the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, they tried to prevent the Mohammed Mossadegh from actually auditing the financial reports to find out if the Iranian government has been paid the monies as it was agreed of in the contract. So as a result of that, they didn't allow it, and also another reason they wanted to limit the control of the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, their control of Iranian oil resources. It's their right to do that shit. So therefore now, the Mossadegh sees the oil refineries and their employees and everything, and they nationalize it. And then the United States administration under President Eisenhower, they formulated a coup called Operation Ajax. And then the British, they too was a part of it. The entire coup was formatted and plotted and executed by the United States. But British MI6 agent was a part of that plot. So therefore, it was their oil interest. And they were a part of it. So they overthrew Mossadegh with a coup. And then Mossadegh was replaced by Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, where they where Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, Shah in Iran mean king, so that is what he became a government for 26 years until Rouhollah Khomeini from France, the Ayatollah cleric, write letters to the Iranian people, and then some of the Iranian students, university students, get the letter and read it, and then they know that the embassy in the United States, the embassy of the United States in Iran is where the revolution has been plotted, or the coup. So they jump the wall and they seize the Americans there for 400 days and so on, until some kind of deal was being made where the Iranians make a deal with the American government to release those hostages. The USA wrongdoing on Britain. They engineer the destruction of their own country by offending the Persians with unjust financial policies and the robbing of their oil money and their oil resources. So that is what they lose. So that's why there are no bad vibes in Iran in the media and talk about Iran doing all of these uranium and plutonium enrichment to make nuclear weapons. They know it is for them. They know it is to destroy their country and their government for their wrong that they have done. The USA and UK do not want the Muslim nation to have nuclear weapons to overthrow them. So that is why you have the Jewish media are promulgating, Iran is doing enrichment, Iran is making nuclear bomb, blah, blah, blah. And then also the Saudi Arabian say that if Iran get a bomb, that Saudi Arabian government have to get one too. Okay, one bomb is not sufficient. I mean, they two are actually probably making their own right now. They talk about if Iran get one bomb, like as if one bomb can overthrow a country. That Saudi Arabian government said that MBS said they're gonna get one too. Like as if one bomb can overthrow the country or any country. Yeah, if I use one bomb, are you sure it's gonna detonate? You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna detonate, dude. If it fails, it's failing, it gets fucked. The government who you fuck with it, they're gonna overthrow you with many bombs. So what they need is really many. They just use number one for excuse. You know what I'm saying? So later on, New York City and Miami is gonna become nuclear aship when Persia launch against us over here, you know? But many people don't know. Alright. Right now, today is February the 3rd, and we are in the pagan year of 2025. Alright, exactly 1 year from now, it will be 2026, and also it will be the timing that year 2026, in July 4th, the USA will accomplish 250th year. The USA will accomplish 250th year, and the country will be inundated with waters here from the Atlantic. There's a great tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard of the United States. I think if there's not an android that comes out of outer space to hit the Atlantic, which will trigger the tsunami, it will be one of those islands like the island of La Palma over there in the Canary Islands, which is on the western offshore side of Africa. So that is likely be a volcanic activity erupted. A volcanic activity erupted somewhere in about 2021 in I think it's September 9 or September. I think it's September. I said September 9. Yeah, I think it's September 9 or September 13. The island of La Palma. The western side, like the southwestern side, like erupted. All right, that happened somewhere in 2021 in September, and it lasted about roughly October, November, December, about 2 months. It lasted about 2 months. Yeah, it happened somewhere in September, October. One of those times it happened, and it lasted about 2 months or so, probably less than 3 months, and it was over on December 13. December 13 to December 19, it was declared over on December 19, but the eruption formally stopped on December 13, 2021. So, we know that, that volcanic activity happened where it could be the first trumpet sounded. Because in the book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 7, it says that hail and fire mingled with blood, and it was cast upon the earth. That volcanic activity just happened close to the year 2026. Another eruption going to happen here in the year 2025 to the year 2026. And then a massive explosion is going to happen to break off a part of the island. probably the western flank into the Atlantic Ocean, and that is going to cause a ripple effect of the waters moving. All right, once it starts the rolling effect, it's going to continue that momentum and come all the way over here on the eastern seaboard of the United States. So that is where this shoreline over here will be inundated with water by 2026. My date, I'm setting the date to be somewhere in April. Somewhere in April or May. You know, April or May, it matches to the second month of the spring season. All right? Sometimes in April and sometimes in May, it matches to the second month, and sometimes May matches to the third month of the spring season. The second month of the spring season also. Because it's the same time that Yahweh will make the rain start to fall in nowadays. He made the rain start to fall on the 17th day of the second month. Yeah, that's the time when the rain starts to fall. And I get a vision of the tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard. I was on this very same shore line right here back in a dream in 2011. Right now I'm in Miami, right here. Right what I'm saying? I'm in Miami Beach right now on Collins Avenue. You know what I mean? Yeah. So therefore I was like right here on the same beach, right here. And then as if I was watching the tsunami coming in with a lot of people was on the beach, and as if the government built up a wall very tall and high. And then the water, when it comes nearer and nearer, I didn't run away. The water goes way up in the air, very high, probably about 100 feet or more. And it override the wall that they built right here along the shoreline. And then the water comes over the wall and come on my head and wet me up and nearly drown, and then I jump up out of the dream. So that is how me get that is how I get frightened out of the dream. You know what I mean? Yep. That's how I get frightened out of the dream. The dream was shown to me on April 15, 2011. So that is the reason why I look at the date 15, April 15th. It was on a Friday morning, and I just basically put I didn't know how to do it back then, you know. It didn't occur to me at the same time when I get a dream that I should look at the date 15 and then see it as a type and shadow for 15 years, and then you take that 15 years and add it to 2011, and the appointed timing of the tsunami will be in the year 2026, about the same timing. You see, April 15, 2011, it matched to the 12th day of the second month, near to the 17th day of the second month, in which the flood happened in Noah's time, you know. So I'm trying to use the same pattern of the date on the 12th day of the second month for the tsunami to happen in 2026, which the 12th day of the second month in 2026, 15 years after from 2011, it will be on, basically put, April 29th. It will be April 29th, you know, 2026. The event should play out that time. If Yahweh uses the date April 15, which is basically put the 12th day of the second month in the spring season in 2011 when he showed me. You know what I mean? All right. So let us backtrack. I'll see how many years is that. 6,000 years come to an end in 2033. So, because the Gregorian calendar has their year end in winter and start in winter, when 2023 come to an end in December 31st, it will make the pagan calendar New Year start in the same winter season. So it kind of set up one part of confusion. So that now the year that will start now after 2023 is finished, after December 31st in 2033, right? It will for the European people and the American people, the Gregorian calendar is what they use. They will start a new year and they will call it 2034. So all the way up to March 2034, that day, March 20, is the last day of 6,000 years. It's the last day of the winter season. The day after that, when you get the first light phase over to the west, where the thinnest light crescent of the moon is shown, it will be the first day of the millennium day of rest. It will be March 21st, 2024. Is the first day of the millennium of rest. That is how I know that. And all right, we have to subtract how many years from 2033 really to the Great Tsunami. The Great Tsunami should play out 2026. So roughly, the country given 250 years by Yahweh Elohim. So therefore, if we had, it's really roughly, it's 7 years really. You know, it's really 7 years. But it will go into an 8th year. Because when 2024 starts, it will make it look like as if the time in the tsunami play out, from the time I get the dream, April 15, from January to April, January, February, March, April, it's just basically a 3-month or a 4-month difference, you know? So it will be roughly 7 years and 8 months. 7 years, 8 months. When the tsunami should play out over here. 7 years and 8 months for the end of 6,000 years. The Great Tsunami should play it out and hit the eastern seaboard here of the United States. And then now, 15 years prior to I get the vision, 15 years prior to the Great Tsunami, it's in the eastern seaboard of the United States. Let me see now. If I put 7 to 15, that will make it roughly 22 years and 8 months. So 22 years and 8 months is 22 years and 8 months. Yahweh showed me the vision of the Great Tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Yeah, 22 years and 8 months before the ending of 6,000 years. Yahweh showed me the Great Tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard. So Persia should attack the country in the year 2029 on October 17. October 17, match to the 10th day of the 7th month, which is the Day of Atonement. That is the appointed time of the war. So therefore, the war on the Gregorian calendar date, it will be 2029 October 17. October 17 will be it's matched to the 10th day of the 7th month. The 7th month is the same month that they call autumn. It is the month that starts after the summer season is finished of any given year. You know? So that is how I calculate the war to start. So I just put this as testimony on this video recording, and I'm going to upload it on TikTok and perhaps on YouTube, you know what I mean? So that people can hear me make some foretelling in advance, just in case, you know, if it played out on that timing, people can say that they heard this video and this Jamaican dude making this prediction. I get a series of vision, so I put it together. And I know how many years to go to the end of 6,000 years, because the Romans, they calculate the timing from the Amashiach's death from 4033. You know, they are very much wrong in how they calculate that time. They overstep the timing of him fulfilling the law of the prophets by a period of 33 years. They overstepped that timing by 33 years. The law of the prophets was fulfilled exactly in the year 4000. 100 years from Adam will make it be in the year 4000, in the spring season, on the 14th day of the first month in the spring season, that the Romans crucified the Creator's Son. And that's it. You know, so roughly we have a full 2,000 years to go. You know, so the European people today, they are basically they are overshooting the correct timing by a period of 33 years. You know what I mean? So that is why they are now appearing to be right now. It's 2025. They are basically put 25 years over their year 2000 millennium time mark. You know, yeah. Cause what they are saying when the year 2000 come Y2K is that 6,000 years will come to an end then. But then the world of the Gentile people is still going on. The time of the Gentiles is not fully fulfilled, because the fulfillment of their appointed time is within the ending of the 6,000 years. And then Yahweh, he uses the sixth seal, the great earthquake, to stop the nuclear war and end almost all government worldwide. And then a large amount of people around the world are going to get killed by the great earthquake, the sixth seal, because the sixth seal, the date for that will be between October 7th and October 8th, 2033. That's the appointed time of the sixth seal. You know, because there will be a celestial alignment of all the planets line up in a straight line in conjunction with the sun. So that is going to exert great gravitational pull on the planet, here, this earth, and then it's going to make the massive earthquake, the sixth seal, be fulfilled. And then the fires, the magma, the melting stuff beneath the atmosphere, it itself is going to be strove up too, you know? It itself is going to be strove up, and then it's going to shift up the tectonic plates, and then it's going to cause massive movement of the earth crust, and then all these skyscrapers going to come down, bro. All of these things going to be vibrated down to the ground. A large amount of people are going to be occupying those buildings all over, you know what I mean? They're going to occupy these buildings and all buildings all over the country and all over the world. And they're going to become to be buried and be killed by this building, you know what I mean? Most of these white people, most of these Gentile people who are the children of the 200 fallen watchers, who otherwise is called 200 fallen angels. Yahweh will also call them, the seed of the serpent, because the Romans killed his son. So therefore now he had prophesied that by referring to in the Genesis chapter 3 there, somewhere there, that the seed of the serpent shall bruise the heel of the seed of the woman. So that is the reason why, you know, they are called seed of the serpent. It's type and shadow for children of the fallen watchers, and they are also children of the fallen angels. So that is what he called these people walking by right here. These people right here with the yellow flesh and the non-holy head, Yahweh them call them seed of the serpent. They're Gentile men, and their Roman fathers violate his son. And what they don't know is that many of them are going to be killed by nuclear war from Iran, and then the USA retaliate on Iran and kill many also Iranian Gentile men and women and children. And then the Chinese and Russian forces come into the war, and then what the hell does that mean now for the United States? You know what I mean? And the countries of NATO, you know? And then the great earthquake now will play it out to end it all. When Persia attacked the United States, it will be exactly from the time of Adam to that timing when Iran attacked the USA, it will be 5,996 years. And the attack shall be on the 10th day of the 7th month. It matched to the Day of Atonement. That is the appointed time of the war that I researched that Yahweh them had used in that timing, you know. So he uses the sacrificial animals as type and shadow of what's going to happen to people. So the USA had committed sin against Persia, so Persia now is going to retribute the United States, and that is how many millions of people over here in the United States, in New York City, Washington D.C. and Miami, going to become a burnt offering when the nuclear weapons comes over the city. And who's to tell how many warriors going to come out of one ICBM capsule? Who's to tell? Millions of us going to die. You know what I mean? Who's to tell, really? So I come on this beach this morning to make my prediction of the Great Tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard of the United States. It should be here in the year 2026. It should be matched to the second month in the time in which Yahweh showed me the vision in 2011. From 2011 to 2034, when 6,000 years come to an end on March 20, 2034, it is 22 years and 8 months. He showed me the vision. And it will be from the time when the Great Tsunami comes on the eastern seaboard, it will be roughly 15 years. And then when you had 3 more years to that, it will make it roughly 18 years, or 18 and a half years. From the time when he showed me the Great Tsunami come on the eastern seaboard on April 15, 2011, when Persia attacked the United States, it will be 18 and a half years from the time when I get the vision. It will be roughly 15 years from the time I get the vision of the tsunami. So that is how I timed it all, you know. Yeah, it's very much unpleasant prophecies coming to pass here. Yeah, but many people, they do not actually spend time to read the prophecies and pay attention to what is being said in the book of Daniel and also in the book of Revelation. Because there's a certain obscurity about the prophecies. Many of them is written up in symbologies or type and shadows. So that's why many people do not know how to work out their the common sense and the simplicity of what it is saying. Because the prophecies, you know, they're really fulfilled with the Gentile government doing of good and evil. It's their knowledge and their doing out of the knowledge of good and evil is what causes the prophecies to be fulfilled in the book of Daniel, and also what the book of Revelation is foretelling about the 4 horses of the apocalypse. You know, the first horse is white. It is the United States of America over here who had opposed us, black people, and enslaved our people. And they say that they are white men and white women. So that's what they call themselves because of their yellow flesh that they have there, you know. Their skin is dominantly yellow. So therefore they say that they are white because of that. Because they're comparing their outward appearance, skin color, to that of black people. So they thought that their beautiful outward appearance now made them white because of their yellow flesh. But you know, that is why the horse in the vision has to be the color white, because Yahweh knows that the European men is the one who's going to trespass against the Muslim nation of Iran, which now make them now have reason to go get the great sword now, which is nuclear weapon. And then they will be able to take peace from the countries of the United States and England, who had enjoyed about 84 years of peace after the days of World War II. You know, so the United States and roughly England is really the right of the White House, really, because the head of state of the United States is just one man. So it shows forth that, you know, the president of the United States, he has a lot of decision-making power to do. Him and his cabinet. So it's really one man head of state that make decision, him and his cabinet, then pass them through the different aisles and administration of government, and then they get what they need to get done through the CIA, the US military, and then it goes on until they violate Persia. The violation of Persia is already done. The seed already for the destruction of the United States and England, it's already done by the United States and England. So that is how the rider of the red horse will come to fulfill the prophecy of the rider of the red horse in Revelation chapter 6 verses 3 and 4. Because of the United States and England, that they offended Iran by their oil that they have there, you know. It wasn't Iran's fault, it was the United States and England not being honest, you know. So that is why they do what they do there, and it's going to make bad vibes played out, which result in the nuclear war several years after. It will be exactly 50 years from the Iranian Revolution that happened in 1979. It will be exactly 50 years that will bring down the time into 2029, where the war will be imposed upon the United States by Persia, firing their nuclear weapons over here. The Persians will take out New York City. Even Nostradamus, a 16th century French prophet called himself our mother and father named Michel Nostradamus, he wrote of a Persian leader that will destroy a new city in the New World located at near 45 degrees latitude. Both New York City and Vatican City located at near the 45 degrees latitude, you know. So both cities will be destroyed, perhaps by Persia, you know. So both prophecies are one and the same, you know. And maybe their appointed times is in the same 7th month as well, you know what I mean? So on. So the United States is the right of the White Horse. They use the atomic bomb. The atomic bomb, it gives the sound of thunder whenever the bomb is detonated. It gives that rumbling sound, you know what I mean? And in the seal, when it is released, Jan on the island of Patmos said that he heard the sound of thunder. And then he saw a rider on a white horse and a bow was in his hand, and he going for conquering and to conquer. So the United Nations Assembly, the General Assembly of the United Nations is made up of several countries, but the Security Council is made up of these main countries, United States and England and Russia and China. And then they added France later, and then Germany. You know what I mean? And then I think Italy is a part of it too now, you know what I mean? I do not know if Israel is a part of it, but nevertheless, the 4 Security Council permanent members are the United States and England, and also Russia and China. You know, see? So that is the reason why we're going to have war, because roughly the United States and England is a problem. They are the problem in the world. So that is why we're going to have war upon this country. The Persians are going to come out and violate us with nuclear weapons because they are retributing us for our governmental wrongdoing against them. So that is how we are going to have this problem over here. All right, if New York City get destroyed by Iran later on, which it will, you know what's going to happen here? The USA economy is going to go into a tailspin. It's going to spiral out of control. All right, firstly, if New York City get wiped out, it's going to affect the United States USA dollar, which is the global reserve currency right now for oil-producing nations that collect US dollars as their oil receivables for the oil that they sold on the world market. And you know what is going to happen too? You're going to have massive spikes in oil prices too. You know what I mean? All right, cool. So even when New York City get destroyed now by Persia, it's going to cause massive economic fallout to happen over here that affect the rest of us. And then, you know, the stock exchanges of the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500, you know, all of those stock market is going to be wiped out, and then everybody going to go bankrupt and pour that own shares in these respective companies, and then they can't get paid back. So USA, the population gradually over a period of 2 months, 3 months, 4 months going to gradually baptize into days of long suffering, of famine. And in Zechariah chapter 6 it says the black horse of famine rideth towards the north country. You know what I mean? So the US government also going to owe a lot of countries like China and Japan and even Russia and other countries that buy their government treasury bonds and treasury bills, and also other foreign nationals that bought US government equities in their respective companies that are listed on the stock exchanges. So when those respective stock exchanges are getting wiped out, everybody is going to basically lose their shirt out their back. You know what I mean? Any one of us here in the United States that have our savings account in the USA banks, we're going to be running rat race, mad crazy rat races to get our money out of the financial system in this country. And some of us might get back some money, but some of us, we might not end up getting nothing back, and then we're going to be like baptized in famine. We can't pay for nothing to eat and drink, let alone to pay for our rent or our mortgages. So a lot of people might be thrown out on the streets, as well as a lot of people might be thrown out on the streets, as well as they can't pay for food, and then, days of long suffering have not been able to buy anything so they can have something to eat for their families. So that is what's going to happen to this country and these people. But none of these people over here, only probably 1 or 2 people who look at the prophecies and know that USA is at stake later on, they probably not paying attention. But the majority of the people in all the cities in the United States, in all the states that make up the country, none of them is paying attention to the book of Revelation and what the rider of the white horse is doing, which is their government, that the government wrongdoing sold them to the sword of Persia. And then Persia now will be, the second horse, which is red, and then the rider on it has a great sword, and it was said thus unto him, take peace from the earth. So that is what is going to happen to affect us over here. It's Persia is who Yahweh calling the rider of the red horse our son. That showed a vision to Jan on the island of Patmos, who the European people call John. But I pronounce the correct pronunciation of his name. His name is Jan, Y-A-H-N, and so on. So we're pretty much screwed over here. This country is screwed as shit. We're pretty much screwed. Yeah. All right. After New York City get wiped out and the financial system get wiped out, as you can see, the next rider that rides is the black horse. And he that sat on it has a pair of scale balances in his hand. And he said, measure the 3 measures of barley for a penny and a measure of wheat for a penny. It's simple meaning that is saying that what wages people get for a day's pay, that is what they're going to have to give back to get a plate of food or a loaf of bread. All right, so it's gonna mean massive starvation. People not gonna have enough money in time of nuclear war to pay for anything, because the employers is gonna take occasion and lower wage prices for anyone who should be able to take a job from them. Have to agree to be paid probably all $5 an hour. Right now in the USA, minimum wage might be like $13 right now, $14. In some places maybe over the standard, maybe $12, $15, $13 something, All right, so I do not know here in the USA if they raise the minimum wage from $8 or $9 to about $12 or $15. It's between 15 and 10 or $11 per hour. All right, when the nuclear war starts, that shit gonna be divided in two. Because right now a loaf of bread is about $3 something to $4. Wheat bread that are made of natural ingredients like wheat or barley, those breads are selling right now for $6. And the last time I go to Publix to look at a loaf of bread, it's roughly nearly $6 something have to pay for a bread right now. And they're raising their prices cents after cents almost every year, or 2 times per year they're making price increases. Because they're doing that to offset cost of sales of what it costs to run the business and to pay their employees and pay for electricity and fuel and all of that crap. So that is the reason why they're actually raising the commodity prices so frequent in the supermarkets in the United States. So that is how we will now not having any money to pay for anything, and then we will be starving like shit. Because USA is going to enter into nuclear war with Iran, and then it's going to cause New York City to be destroyed, and we're going to be having economic hard times over this part of the world. Nice daughter of Lucifer strolling by on the beach. She listens to her phone. And look where the phone is at. The phone is in her right hand. Look at it. She's totally aware of the water under her feet, and the phone is in her hand, and the shit could fall from her hand at the time when the wave run up under her foot, and then the phone now gets shorted out by the water. See? She has no memory or thought that the phone is in her right hand, and she's walking where the water is running up. So therefore, if the phone falls out of her hand, it basically gets shorted out, and then she's gonna say, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Yeah, that chick right there. Oh, these guys monitor the beach as well. Yeah, they do the same thing. They monitor the beach as well. They groom the beaches and so on. Man, look at the structure. Look how it's gonna tilt over. See that? It's leading sideways and shit. Yeah. Also England, whenever England also get destroyed by Persia, the city of London, that is where the central bank is located. Also New York City has the Federal Reserve, the central bank that is patterned off of the Bank of England is also New York City. Whenever Persia launch against us over here and New York City get taken, the central bank won't be able to print any more money, and all those board of directors will be in New York City, near to their office, respective office, and they will be killed. You know. And most of the police officers will be killed, and also the judges and district attorneys will be killed. Most of those people there, the citizens in New York, will be killed. A large amount of them, probably 1.8 million of them will be killed. Because New York is very much a very high population density demographics, you know. A large amount of people will be killed. Also Washington D.C. as well. Probably about 500,000 people will be killed in Washington D.C. alone. If the nuclear weapon they launch is perhaps 800 kiloton or 1 megaton or 1.2 or 1.5 megaton warhead. So that is what the fuck is gonna happen to a lot of our people here, dude. I need to get one of those fat wheel bicycles. And we need to get to ride on the beach too and do some recording. So that is what's gonna happen here, dude. Yeah, nuclear war upon the time is coming up. Alright, let me tell you now, how many years to go from the war? We have roughly the war should start in 2029 on October 17th. So right now we are in we are February 3rd right now. We are February 3rd right now. And we are roughly 4 years and 8 months. This motherfucker drive by me so near. Asshole. Look at this jellyfish. Is that a jellyfish? Yeah, look like a living organism to me. It's like a jellyfish, yes? Yeah, he died. Yeah, our once beloved great late United States gonna become a past tense and history in greatness, you know? Because the country's government, through they build nuclear weapons capacity up first, they use it as a deterrent to threaten other countries, and that whoever they invade can't retaliate upon it with nuclear strike without putting their own government and people at risk of getting retaliated upon by the United States that commit the wrongdoing. The USA is a wrongdoing government, a trespassing government, you know, that always exalts itself over others like they think they are any rule over people with weaponry. They always use weapons, make gun and bomb. That's what they use, these European people, and that's why you have to slaughter these people in a great war with nuclear weapon, you know. You have to. Alright, I'm gonna remove myself from this bullshit now. Alright, I'm gonna try to remove myself from the sand. Let me see if I can flip my shit coming off like this. Get out of the fucking way. Got this structure is gonna come and fuck with me, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one who making all these crazy ass foretelling about the Great Tsunami coming on the eastern seaboard by the year 2026. And the nuclear war that's going to be imposed upon the USA by Iran, retributing the USA for their wrongdoing and trespasses against them because of their oil interest, because of their oil that they covet. Yeah, so that's how people can, I don't know. I think most of the world not going to see this video. I'm going to put it on TikTok. I think most of them will not see this shit. It's my little race bike. Here's my shit. Those wheel set right here, Princeton Carbon Works, $2,500 I pay for them. I make monthly installments for about, I think I pay for this shit about 8 months. It takes me about 9 to 10 months to pay for shit. Oh no, less than that. I think I started pay for this shit somewhere in about May or April or something like June. I think it's June. And then I finished paid off for it in October in 2022. Yeah, these wheels are pretty fast, but the back wheel need to be tuned. It's spinning and wobbling. Still give me the speed though, still keep up with those guys. There goes my 54 centimeter frame. And my backlight there blinking at the back. This is my road bike here, fast. It kind of fast, it move, you go fast. Really have speed. Sprint and Carbon Works. I bring the bike to grease the bearings and change out the bearings out of the up body right here. It feels different when I get it back. It really feels smooth and fast. Really feel it. Let me see if I can lift up this shit here. See, it's wobbling and shit. It's auto tuning. See it wobbling? Fucking shit is wobbling. Another son of Lucifer, them boy are the enemy of the world, them pussy, them on them forefather with them yellow image. Them born out of the fallen watchers, the fallen angels, them church with them look angelic and pretty with yellow image and think high of themselves and work iniquity with bombs and gun, them pussy there. Yeah man, I am that, one of them that seeing people them create the problem of the world with the Muslim them and then to go lead to nuclear war which is going to kill millions of them over here, but them foresee it not, because the fuck are them blind to what the prophecies in the book of Daniel and Revelation is saying. Because they are the big idiot that is causing it to come to pass and against themselves too. Yeah, the country going to be destroyed, completely destroyed. And even Europe too. Europe is going to end up the same way. NATO countries and England going to be destroyed in the war. Because Russia is going to destroy probably NATO countries as perhaps, the USA as well, and China, They are basically enemies, So the USA government and the British government have this thing about their brand of capitalism is the right way to go. And they fight against the communist system of Russia and China and the USSR, And the Russian attack Ukraine as a result of the United States who tell Ukraine to denuclearize their nuclear weapon. I know they have nothing to defend themselves. So that is what happening to Ukraine. Russia attacked them in February 24, 2022. And the Ukrainian can't have basically put no real deterrence to offset a Russian attack. So Russian attack because of that, because the USA tell them to fucking well denuclearize. And then also South Africa used to enrich uranium too and try to build nuclear weapons, but they denuclearized. A part of the done nuclear proliferation treaty. You know? So therefore even Gaddafi was doing it and they didn't do it. So I don't know why these even Brazil. I mean, why these motherfuckers are so stupid? If a government already have nuclear weapon and they're saying that no one else should have it, that simply means they want to do evil to you, and you must not have the means to punish them and their people. So that is the reason why they want them not to have it. And their stupid government allow pressures to be brought to bear in their soul, and then they they make the changes that they should not make. So that's why you see Ukraine get attacked by Russia. And the war is going on now for 3 years. February this month, when 24th comes, basically next week or the next 2 weeks from now, it will be 3 years since the Russians attacked Ukraine. But the Ukrainians, them are racial enemy against black people as well as Russians, so let them kill them one another. It's all well and good for we blacks. All well and good for us. Make the racial enemy them slaughter them one another. It's all well and good for us. It really glorifies us. That's why we don't interfere in what they do. We make them do the shit and let them wipe out them one another. At the end of the day, when Europe and America and England and Russia and China and the Middle East is destroyed, Africa will not be destroyed, and Africa will have a large amount of people in it, still have their economic system up and running, and also many black people that run the islands of the Caribbean nations, you know, we will be stronger than them. And then you will see the same motherfuckers them who disadvantage us with slavery and all manner of evil. They same one now, they're gonna crawl and creep out of the cracks and then try to go back to Africa and ask African people to help them to stand on their feet again. That's what the fuck they're gonna do, man. They're gonna ask African people to help them stand on their feet again. And what the fuck, let me see what it's gonna be. I don't think, it will play out that way. If they even go there, they will not get much help anyway, because African people are gonna remember all the evils done against them. But Yahweh is going to stop it from playing, because he's going to make the sixth seal, the great global earthquake, played out on October 8th or October 7th to October 8th, 2033. And then it's going to kill a large amount of Gentile people in their government over all the countries where they're at, in the west and over there, the east. You know what I mean? So a large amount of people will be purged from the Adma. Them time there, after the earthquake played out, black people will be free from Gentile people, rule and dominance, And that earthquake is sent to freedom. So that is a blessing to us anyway. We have to just know the year and the month and the day of the appointed time of when Willie and Yahweh them appointed, and then we just share it with one another, and then we just save ourselves by coming out from the respective concrete building, which is our home, so that when the earthquake played out, you know that the concrete building are made out of cinder blocks. Those are going to be easily crumbled and fall on us and kill us. So that is the secret of knowing the date, the year, the month and the day of the sixth seal, the great earthquake. So I don't know if this video will go across many black people hearing, I don't know if they will pick it up and so on. So we're going to close out this video now, and then I'm going to go home. Roughly I can stay a little bit longer, you know what I mean? I'm going to go back to my car that park at the Macy's parking lot there in Ventura Mall. So I can stay here for a time. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm not in any rat race. The beach is nice to be at. I just need the sunlight to come out some more. And here's it right here. The sun is peeking up, but the cloud right there is covering the cloud for now. So I just need it to peak up right now to keep me basically put warm. But I'm not really cold. I'm not chilly cold right now. I don't have any cold bumps on my arm to all that, you see. I'm not chilly cold right now, so I need to go back to the gym to get back my chest raised again and my belly flat again. I think I lose all my mass because I stopped going to the gym now for 2 years. Alright, so I need to get back to the gym and work out again. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to upload on YouTube. All these skyscrapers going to be destroyed by great global earthquake, the sixth seal played out. All of them destroyed and killed enough other people every night. All of these, all over the country, wherever they are. Wherever they are. Alright, end of this video. Thank you for being a TikTok subscriber. I'm gone.